You claim that she owed you.
$4,500.
There's a big difference between $1,000 and $4,500.
Just don't mess with the boss.
You say he destroyed and stole everything.
I have a police report and a witness statement, and then my boyfriend was there.
What this is just nothing more than vandalism. It's ridiculous.
This is Judge Judy.
Miss Rich, what kind of business are you in?
We do property preservation, which is maintaining foreclosed homes for the banks.
And what do you do to maintain them?
We do grass cuts, trash outs, boarding windows, winterizations, sweeping. I mean, basically anything and everything that you can think of to maintain the integrity of the home.
That keeps it fresh looking.
Yes, ma'am.
And you hired Mr. Schutz.
Yes, ma'am.
And there came a point where you were dissatisfied with his work.
Actually, I was never dissatisfied. We just had an issue. Our work truck had went down, and so when it broke, we had to put it in the shop. I didn't have a vehicle for him to work out of, so work was put on hold till my truck was fixed.
What happened to the truck?
The transmission went out. We kind of...
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
How old was the truck?
2 weeks old from when we bought it, but it was an '04 model.
Okay. So it was 15 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Mr. Schutz says that he worked for 2 weeks for you and didn't get paid. You seem to acknowledge that he worked because I read your answer. And in your answer, you say, I was going to pay at the normal rate, but he destroyed and stole everything. So you were going to pay him.
Yes, ma'am.
And how many weeks did he in fact work for you?
I owed him 3 weeks worth.
And how much did he get paid a week?
It honestly varied. He was on a percentage base. We never know what we're going to make per property.
What do you mean percentage? Tell me what his percentage was.
His percentage was 35% of what my company would make.
And he did the work?
Yes, ma'am.
So how much do you think you owe him?
Roughly, I owed him about $1,000.
Is that about right?
No, Your Honor.
How much do you claim that she owed you?
Well, $4,500.
Well, there's a big difference between $1,000 and $4,500. Now, how long had you worked for her?
I worked from February 6th till end of May, end of June.
In the month of February, how much did you earn a week?
She held the month of February back.
Let's take the third week in February. How much did he earn?
February 23rd through March 1st was $161 net.
Okay. I would like you to go through all of his earnings.
Yes, ma'am.
From February until he no longer worked for you, and find out how many weeks, individual weeks, he worked where he made over $2,000 for the week.
Okay.
Because he said you owe him 2 weeks' wages, and it was $4,500.
She held the whole month wages, Your Honor.
No.
There is absolutely none.
She refused to pay me for the last 2 weeks that I worked. That's in your complaint.
Yeah, last week.
No, this is your complaint.
Your Honor.
She refused to pay me for the last 2 weeks that I worked.
But she held the first month back of my pay.
You say she also held back 3 weeks in the beginning?
Yes, sir.
For a total of 5 weeks?
Yes, sir.
When he started to work on February 6th, was he paid?
No, ma'am.
How many weeks did you hold back?
He worked that week, and then it's a 3-week following delay before he gets paid, and then he
So
gets paid
you
weekly.
actually owe him for 5 weeks?
No, ma'am. It's 3. It's 3. He works a week, and then there's 3 weeks that happen of work, and then he starts getting paid. So he has to work that week to generate income, and then it's a 3-week delay.
You held back pay, and then you didn't pay him for the last 2 weeks he worked.
3.
If you didn't pay him for 3, then you owe him for 5 weeks.
No, ma'am. Let's see. Let me show you. His last paycheck he received was on June 5th, and it was for the pay period of May 4th through May 10th. I held out weeks for the period of 5/11, 5/17, the week of 5/18 through 5/24, and the week of 5/25 through 5/31.
She has pretty reasonable records. And how many weeks were held back from the beginning?
I'm sorry, can you,
When he started to work, did
Yes,
you
ma'am.
hold back any payments to him that he didn't get compensated for?
No, he's been paid for everything except for these last 3 weeks.
You have any proof to the contrary? She has it all written down. I don't have to look at it. Do you have any proof to the contrary?
I got proof here.
Okay, very good. So we're talking about 3 weeks.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I want you to tell me exactly how much you owe him for the 3 weeks.